Hey, welcome from Chair to CEO, the podcast for beauty pros who are ready to grow a business that feels just as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. I'm your host, Amanda Smearman, salon and spa owner, educator, mentor, and your go-to for all things leadership, mindset, and business behind the chair. Whether you're dreaming about opening your own space, building a high-performing team, or just trying to juggle life and clients without losing your mind, I'm here to help you turn that hustle into something sustainable, profitable, and aligned with who you really are. Each week, we'll dive into real talk about growing your beauty biz, leading with heart, navigating the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, and building a life that you actually love along the way. So grab your coffee or your color bowl, and let's get into it. Hey, friend. Welcome back to From Chair to CEO. I'm Amanda, a salon owner, stylist, and your favorite voice of reason when business feels like a roller coaster, because I've been on the roller coaster and I've been stuck upside down on that roller coaster before, but I'm here to tell you and help you get off of it. Today, we're talking about something every salon owner hits at some point, and I've been there multiple times, and I'm not saying I won't be there again. That frustrating season where your team just isn't growing. You have a group of good people, like really great, amazing people, so talented, extremely capable, but somehow that momentum just stalls. And in those times, you can often feel like you're the one failing, but in reality, it's the ebb and flow of this industry. So the truth is, when this happens, it's usually not their fault, but there are things you can do as a leader to help prevent it or help it get back on track quicker. So grab your coffee or your Diet Coke if you're on your third caffeine of the day, and let's unpack what's really going on here. So have you ever had one of those months where you've done everything you're supposed to? You're holding your meetings, you're tracking your numbers, you're coaching your team, you're celebrating the shit out of them, and yet the vibe still kind of feels flat. It's like shouting into the wind. I've been there, like I said, been there. I'll probably be there again at some point. And I used to take it personally. I'd think maybe they just don't care like I do. But what I learned the hard way and what I want to share with you today is that most team growth problems are actually system problems, not people problems. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story, and then we're going to move on to some actionable things that you can do. When I first started investing in coaching it's been 5 years this month since I went to my first event. And I would say almost 5 years since we really honed in and started the system changes. But I expected to learn how to make more money and hit bigger numbers. What I actually learned was how to build structure. For the first time, I could see and I could show my team what their career could look like in my salon. There was a clear ladder, clear goals, income possibilities, like actual income possibilities based on our numbers. And I could show them and make sure they understood how they moved up in our career path. Before all of that, I was leading kind of on instinct. I had a lot of passion. That's something that I've never not had, but I didn't have a lot of process. Everyone kind of floated at their own pace. Everybody was the same commission rate. Everybody was same pricing. It was a lot of the same, but as I started to bring in people that were just entering the industry, but charging the same as my stylist who had been in it for 15 years, it felt very unbalanced and unfair. So coaching gave me that roadmap, but I still had to make it ours. Some of the systems we had at the time, while we kept them for a little bit as I got into it and as I actually started listening to my team and hearing things that they were saying, not even necessarily saying to me, but hearing through the grapevine, I realized that some of the systems we had were a little too rigid, maybe felt a little too corporate, and other systems didn't really fit where my team was at yet. As I said, we were bringing in a lot of new stylists, so I had a very young team while having my core group of experienced service providers as well. In 2024, I realized that some of my service providers were crushing their productivity and rebooking goals and client retention goals, but missing their service dollar targets. That wasn't on them, that was on me. The goals that we had set were unrealistic. And I wasn't necessarily the one who set those. They were set through the coaching system that we used at the time. And when I sat down and did the math, I could not tell my team how I came up with the number for their goal. They had no idea why that was their goal, other than me just saying, because that's the goal. And I didn't know the calculation to figure it out. When I started putting numbers in and really honing in on what they could do based on the productivity goal that they had, how much time it took to do the service, and could actually see what they could fit into a day, I was able to create more realistic daily service goals for each service area and level in my space. I adjusted the metrics to match where they actually were. Everything shifted. I noticed an immediate change in a lot of my team members. They knew what they were working towards, and they actually felt like it was attainable for them. And I realized that one of the reasons why it seemed like some of them didn't care is because they felt like they were working and working and working, and no matter what they did, they weren't hitting that target. So because of all of this, we've had more promotions in the last year than in the last 2 years combined. And that's when it all clicked. Leadership isn't about forcing your team into a system. It's about building a system that fits your team. Once I saw that, I started paying attention to what really holds teams back. And I kept seeing the same 3 patterns from other salons as well. So let's dive into those 3. Number 1, the systems don't match the season. A lot of owners are running level 6 systems with level 1 teams. Early stage stylists need clarity, confidence, repetition, some scripting. They don't need just a spreadsheet of KPIs. They should always know where they are, so it is important to have that and let them see how it works, but that shouldn't be the main focus when you're coaching them. So ask yourself, are your systems built for where your people are right now or for where you wish they were? You want to make sure that you're coaching your team where they are, but giving them the vision, helping them find the vision for themselves of where they could go. When I adjusted our goals to match skill level instead of a one-size-fits-all number, growth finally became sustainable. Number 2, coaching without connection. We love numbers. I love numbers and I love a good spreadsheet. Retail percentages, rebooking, client retention, productivity, but people grow through connection. So if you're doing one-on-ones with your team, how are you starting them out? If they start with data, try flipping it. I always begin mine with, how was your month? And what I love about this is sometimes I get the question, professionally or personally? And I always answer with, whatever you want to talk about today. Because sometimes in those one-on-ones, it's not always about the numbers. It's about letting them have the space to talk about what they need to talk about. And there are times in our one-on-ones that we don't even get to numbers because they didn't need that in that day. That might be a little controversial, I know, but if I have a team member that comes in for their one-on-one, they have 30 minutes with me. It's up to them how they use it. I let them lead it. But you can also start with what's going well. Where do you feel stuck? Let your employee guide the conversation. How was your month? Whatever you want to talk about today. If they lead into professionally, then by all means, what worked well for you? Where do you feel like you need a little more guidance? What can I help you with? And I always end my one-on-ones with, is there anything you need from me? Remember, numbers are important because data tells the story, but you have to have that connection with your team. The connection is what changes behavior. Number 3, lack of clarity and consistency. Your team can't grow towards what they can't see. If promotions just feel random or if expectations shift every month, people stop trying. Why should I try if you're just going to promote whoever you want to promote? Well, why do I need to try if you promoted them before they hit their target? We monitor several different KPIs for our team, and they know that they have to have 3 of them in order to promote. One of them is the non-negotiable daily service goal. So if we're monitoring daily service goal, retail to service percentage, rebooking, productivity, client retention, that's 5 to 6. You can do 6 if you do new guest retention and existing guest retention separately. 5 to 6 KPIs that we're monitoring. They have to have 3 of them, with one of them non-negotiable being their daily service goal. So they know that is non-negotiable. We right now currently have 6 levels in my salon. We will be growing to more because we just had our very first level 6 promote. But everybody knows what is required of them to move up. And if they don't, they know that they can come ask at any time. And the most important thing is that I understand, and you should understand, how to explain simply how they can get there. It's a simple math of this is your daily service target. We take your monthly revenue, divide it by how many days you worked. That's what you average daily. And for in our salon, if they average that number in a 3-month period, then they can promote as long as they've hit 2 other KPI targets. It's not about pressure, it's about possibility. So here's your CEO homework this week. Number 1, I want you to audit your systems. What's working? What's confusing? What's missing? Then I want you to simplify one thing. I don't want you to overhaul everything. Fix one friction point. Then I want you to reconnect. I want you to have a genuine conversation with each team member about their goals. This can be 10, 15 minutes. You can schedule it on their book, or you can grab them as they have some downtime. But make sure you make it about them. Number 4, re-clarify. Make sure your mission, vision, and systems are visible. Literally, on paper or in meetings. Because here's the thing, your team does want to grow. They just need to know what that growth actually looks like. So if you take nothing else from today, remember this. Leadership isn't about raising the bar higher. It's about making sure your people can reach it. Start by revisiting your vision, your mission, and your systems. Those 3 pieces are the foundation of a thriving team. And if you'd like help auditing those systems, I've created a free team growth audit checklist that you can download right from my show notes. It'll help you see exactly where your growth gaps are and what to fix first. So our mini-sode episode coming up on Sunday is going to be the fastest way to add $500 in retail sales, because small wins stack up fast. Until then, keep leading with heart, keep shining, and remember, you're not just behind the chair, you are the CEO.